Hi everyone, this is Rick with the Old Man Tech channel, back at you with another video. I had a request on how to rescreen a window screen. This one here has a hole in it. Naturally, you don't want that in a window screen. There's a few tools here you're going to need. One is a sharp utility knife. Be careful with them, they can hurt you. Another one is what they call a window spleen tool. It's got a regular roller on one side, it's a fairly sharp edge. The other end has got a concave to it, so it'll caress the spleen and push it into place without hopefully slipping off of it. Another one I have is a pick. You need something to pull that spleen up out of that screen groove with. You can use a small screwdriver or anything that will serve that purpose. Early on as a cabinet maker, I didn't have the money for one of these fancy little doodads here, so I made me one out of a piece of dowel rod and a little roller off of an old sliding screen. They can tend to come off of the spleen while you're rolling it in though, so it's better if you have one of these little fancy items right here. So we'll get on with how that procedure is performed. Okay, here we have that screen in front of us here, so we'll start by pulling that spleen out of the groove. There should be a loose at its end. On the end here, pull her out. Pull her out all the way around. Just reach underneath of it, push up on it, pull her on out. You may have some dust in it, in the grooves and stuff. Go ahead and sweep that out of there. Get that junk out of there. Tap her out. Okay, this is what that spleen looks like. Lay that off to the side. Grab your new screen. Lay it over. Grab your new spleen. A small window like this, the chances are it's not going to bowl in on you. What you can do, if you don't feel comfortable about it, you can cut you a piece of wood. That measurement right in there, just take a measurement of your opening, preferably on the ends. You can cut you a little piece of wood to put in there. Particular on a big patio door, if you were to lay it down on the floor, you're going to have some edges here. The stiles will be about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch wide. In that case, you'd probably want to get you some lumber about 1/2 inch thick or whatever, and kind of split her up in there, and make sure you have one in the middle. You can have a couple more in here, considering this is probably about 5 foot long on a patio screen door, so that when you put your spleen on one side and you go and push it on the other side, that you don't bow the screen in. You don't want that. You want these nice and straight. So that's where these little blocks will come in handy. So now we'll go ahead and we'll put the screen on this window screen here. Take your edge you cut, start first. I'll use the end of the roller that doesn't have the concave in it. We'll just kind of push her down there and make a little groove. Usually won't stay there on nylon screen. Aluminum it probably would. And you take your spleen tool with the concave end, start it in there, push it in, and you take the end of the roller there that doesn't have the concave, and you can push her in a little further yet. Then when you get to the corner here, I like to just take the utility knife and turn it over backwards and just push that in there. Again, don't cut yourself. These things are sharp. And you come over to your long side then, and push that into the groove. Push her in at the other end. Get her down in there nice and tight. Now if you don't feel comfortable on these corners with it put together, you can take and cut this corner here. That way you don't have to worry about navigating that going around the corner so much. Just push her in. Next, you've got the short edge and you got the long edge done. So you want to come over to the other long edge, push it in, get her down in there all the way. Not a bad idea to look down your screen at this point. Make sure it's straight. You don't have it bowing in on you. Make sure you maintain that overall measurement, 15 1/4 all the way, which we have. Then finally we're going to put in this last edge. Push that corner in a little bit there before we continue on around. Put in that last edge. Okay. We've got our spleen in. The measurements are equal all the way around. So now comes to trimming off your screen. This is the dangerous part. You want to be very careful that you don't slip this way and get yourself in the hand. And if you go this way, you're going to be cutting your new screen you just put in. So what I like to do is take and cut this corner first. And start your cut right on top of that spleen. I try and keep my hand above the knife and put a little tension to the outside to kind of pull it to the outside. Trim that screen off there. Do that all the way around. Just like so. I'm going to pick this screen up and turn it around. Get the last edge here. And there you have it. How to rescreen a window screen.
Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.